Hello children, welcome to AIMS India's online classes. So we were discussing multiple choice questions from a chapter geometry, right? Starting with the first question for today, that is question number 26. Find the radius of a circle of diameter 9.2 centimeters, children. If you observe the radius and diameter of a circle, this is the radius, yes or no? And when we join the center with the other end also, then this will be our diameter, yes or no? This is the diameter. What is this? Is complete green line will be our diameter, and only the red line is called as the radius of the given circle. Now what can we observe here? That radius is equal to half of the diameter, yes or no? Radius is equal to half of the diameter. Radius of a circle is equal to half of a diameter. Now diameter is 9.2 centimeters. So the radius becomes 9.2 multiplied by 1 by 2. 9.2 multiplied by 1 by 2, that is half of 1 by 2, that is 9.2 divided by 2. We already covered the division of decimal numbers by a whole number, yes. So we have 2 4s are 8. When we subtract, 1 is remaining, 2 brought down. We have 2 6 are 12. When we subtract, again 0 is our remainder. So what is this? 46 is the quotient. Is this the quotient? No, we have to place the decimal point as well. We are having one decimal place. So after one digit from right, we'll place our decimal point. So what is the radius, children? The radius is equal to 4.6 centimeters. That is our option A. Question 27. Which of the following statements are false? Statement A, we are given a few statements here, yes. From these statements we have to find out the ones that are false. Statement A, the joining of 2 points of a circle is called as its diameter. Yes, when we join, no, yeah, is this a diameter, children? The joining of 2 points of a circle. Now simply if I join these 2 points of a circle, it will be called as a chord. For it to be a diameter, it should pass through the center. So statement A itself is false. So A becomes our correct answer for this question. The joining of 2 points on a circle is called its chord but not diameter. Question 28. How many radii can be drawn in a circle? Again children, how many radii? See, we can draw how many ever radii we want from the center of the circle. So our answer becomes infinitely many. Next question. How many semicircles can be drawn in a circle? Again, we can draw how many semicircles ever we want, yes or no? So for this also the answer becomes that we can option D, infinitely many. Question 30. Which of these is true? Again we are having 4 statements, children. Statement A simple closed figure bounded by 5 line segments is called as a square. When we look at a square, it is bounded by how many line segments? 1, 2, 3, 4. But here they are saying that it is bounded by 5 lines. So this is false. We have to look for the true statement. Okay. Now next, a simple closed figure bounded by 3 line segments is called as a triangle. Yes, triangle is a simple closed figure that is bounded by 3 line segments. So statement B is true. Statement B is true. So this becomes our correct answer. Question 31. Study the given sentences. Which of the following is true again? A set of points which lie on the same line are called as collinear points. Is this correct, children? Yes, this is correct. If we have a line and then we are having a set of points like this which are lying on the same line, they are called as collinear points. L-I-N-E, line. The word line is there in this term. Yes or no? So as they are all lying on the same line, they are called as collinear points. So statement 1 is true. Next, statement 2. A set of points at different distances from A fixed point is called as a circle. We have learnt that a set of points equidistant from the center forms a circle. But here they are saying that it is at different distances like this. It can be anything like this. Now when we join these circle points together, is this a circle, children? No. The points should be at equal distances. But here they are saying that they are at different distances. So statement 2 becomes false. Coming to statement 3, a set of points which do not lie on the same line are called as non-collinear points. What did I say? When we have a set of points which are on the same line, we call them as collinear points. Now if the same, we have a set of points that do not lie on the same line. So what will they be called as? They will be called as non-collinear, the opposite of collinear. So again statement 3 is true. So which are the true statements, children? Statement 1 and statement 3. That is option. Which option, children? It is option D. Only statement 1 and 3 are true from the given sentences. Question 32. Study the table given. So that means we have to, which of the following is correct? Now square has 4 vertices. Is this correct? Yes, this is true. Now a triangle has 3 vertices. Again, is this true? Yes. A circle has 5 vertices. Is this true? No. A circle has 0 vertices. Now a rectangle has 6 vertices. Is this correct? No. A rectangle has only 4 vertices. So which are correct, children? Only 1 and 2 are correct. That is our option A. Question 33. Find the sum of 3 angles in a triangle. What is this? Find the sum of 3 angles in a triangle. When we have a triangle, children, we will have 3 angles. Yes or no? We can see that a triangle has 3 angles. So one of the properties of triangles is that the sum, let us say this is angle x, y and z. Angle x plus angle y plus angle z is always equal to 180 degrees. When we take the sum, that is nothing but the total of the 3 angles of a triangle, its a total will always be equal to 180 degrees. Now from the given question options, which is equal to 180 degrees? 2 right angles. Yes, right angle is equal to 90 degrees. So 2 into 90 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. So the sum of 3 angles in a triangle is always equal to 2 right angles, that is nothing but 180 degrees. Question 34. Study the following. X, the sum of the lengths of 2 sides of a triangle, and y is the third side of the same triangle. Now which relation is true? Now which relation is true, children? See, what is this? What is x? Suppose we are having a triangle with 3 sides. Yes or no? So x is nothing but the sum of 2 sides. Like for example these two. And what is y? Y is nothing but the length of third side. Now from this, what is the relation, children? X is green, y is blue. Now is x equal to y? Are they both equal? No. Is x greater than y? As we can see, the green line is greater, the x is greater than y. So option B becomes our correct answer. When we have 3 sides of a triangle, the sum of any 2 sides, the sum of lengths of 2 sides of a triangle is greater than the length of the third side of the same triangle. So option B becomes our correct answer. Question 35. The lengths of 2 sides of a triangle are 4 centimeters and 7 centimeters. Now which of the following of the measures can be the measure of its third side? Just now what did we learn? That the sum is always greater. Sum should be greater than our third side. What is the sum? 4 plus 7, that is equal to 11. So the 11 should be greater than the measure of third side. First option is 13. Is the sum, that is 11, greater than 13? No. So 13 is not our required answer. Now the next option is 12. Is 11 greater than 12? No, it is not greater than 12. So again 12 is also not our option. Now next option is 11. Now is 11 greater than 11? No, it is equal to 11. So again this is also not our answer. Now coming to the last one, 3 centimeters. Now is 11 greater than 3? Yes, it is greater than 3. So 3 centimeters becomes our correct answer. Clear, children? The measure of third side is always less than the sum of the other two sides. Less than the sum of the lengths of other two sides. So here we are having only 3 centimeters which matches that condition. So the length of third side can be 3 centimeters. Now coming to question 36. Observe the figure given below. What is the measure of x plus y plus z? See children, here again if you consider all the angles together, it is forming a circle. It is a complete angle. As we have discussed, the measure of a complete angle is 360 degrees. Yes or no? Now from these we are having 4 angles, x, y, z, and another right angle. How do we know that it is a right angle? First, it is in L shape, and again look at the angle shape here. It is also given in L shape. So that means it is nothing but a right angle that is equal to 90 degrees. A right angle's measure is always equal to 90 degrees. So what are we supposed to find out here, children? We have to find out the x plus y plus z. We have to find out x plus y plus z. The total angle is equal to 360 degrees. From that we know 90 degrees. Now when we subtract the 90 degrees from 360, 0, this will become 2, 16, 7, 270. What is remaining? 270 degrees is remaining. See children, the total is equal to 360 degrees. From this we will remove this. How much is this? 90 degrees. Now what is remaining? The remaining part is equal to 270 degrees. And what are we supposed to find out? We are also supposed to find out the remaining part itself, that is x plus y plus z. So what is the value of angle x plus y plus z, children? It is equal to 270 degrees. That is option B. Now question 37. How many more of the basic shapes shown are needed to fill up the box? So that means you have to draw these basic shapes and see. Yes or no? It is nothing but an L shaped. See, this is one shape here. This is 1. And again this will be equal to 1. This equal to 1. I'll take another color, children, so that you will not get confused. 1. And again here 1. Again here 1. We'll take another color. This is 1. This is 1. This is 1 and this is 1. Now count how many more of basic shapes did we draw here. We have drawn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So what is our answer? A total of option A, 11 basic shapes of the same basic shapes are needed to fill up our entire box. So option A becomes our correct answer. Question 38. Observe the given figure. If angle B is equal to 62 degrees, if angle C is equal to 77 degrees, then find angle A. First, look at the complete angle when we add all these angles together. That is angle A plus angle B plus angle C. What is it equal to? What angle is this, children? When we add these three together, it is a straight angle. And what is the measure of a straight angle? How much is it equal to? It is equal to 180 degrees. So angle A plus angle B plus angle C is equal to 180 degrees. Now from this we already know angle B and angle C. So let us find out the sum. 62 plus 77. Now how much will it be? 9 and 13. 139 degrees. The sum of angle B and angle C is 139 degrees. See again, just like in the previous sum, the total is 180 degrees. These two are equal to 139 degrees. So when we remove this 139 from our 180, what will we be remaining with? Will be remaining with our angle A. So let us subtract. 0 minus 9 is not possible, borrowing. 10 minus 9 1, 7 minus 3 4, and then 1 minus 1 0. 1 minus 1 0. So what is our answer, children? This is 0, so we'll erase. So what is our answer? 41 degrees. The measure of angle A. Angle A is equal to 41 degrees. That is option C. I hope this is clear, right? Question number 38. See, the total is 180. From that we have removed this one. This is equal to 139. So when we removed, the difference is nothing but our angle A, that is option C, 41 degrees. Question 39. What is 5 by 6 of a complete turn equal to? A complete turn is nothing but 360 degrees. So what should we find out? 5 by 6 of 360 degrees. So that is nothing but multiplied by 5 by 6. So 360 into 5 divided by 6. We can do this. 360 divided by 6. We have 6 6 are 36. When we subtract 0 is remaining. 0 brought on. 6 zeros are 0. So what is this, children? 360 divided by 6 is equal to, our quotient is 60. Then we have the multiplied by 5. Don't forget to multiply by 5. So 60 multiplied by 5. 5 zeros are 0. 5 6 are 30. So what is the total measure? 300 degrees. 300 degrees. So 5 by 6 of a complete turn is equal to 300 degrees. That is option D. Yes. We have just multiplied 5 by 6 with 360 and our answer is 300 degrees. Now question 40. Study the figure given. Find the measure of angle A. Find the measure of angle A. Now this figure, children, observe carefully. What can we conclude from this figure? This angle is equal to this complete angle. Yes or no? If we observe, both these angles are same. Both these angles are same. So from that we know that this angle is equal to 155 degrees. Now from this total angle, it is a combination of angle A plus right angle. Angle A plus right angle. Right angle is nothing but 90 degrees is equal to, how much is this total equal to, children? 155 degrees. They both are of the same measure. So it is equal to 155 degrees. Now from this I want to find out only angle A. So only angle A will be equal to 155 degrees minus 90 degrees. So 155 minus 95, borrowing 6. 15 minus 9 is equal to 6. So what is our answer? 65 degrees. Angle A is equal to option A, 65 degrees. Yes. Now question 41. The figure shows a circle with center O. Identify the chord that is a diameter. Now we have to find out the diameter of the given circle. What is the diameter, children? Again let us revise. What is a diameter? A diameter is a chord that is passing through the center of the circle. It is a chord, that is, it is joining 2 points on the circle, and also it should pass through the center of the circle. Now the center here is O. Look at the chords that are passing through the center of the circle, children. We have PQ and MN. We have, sorry, not PQ, QR. This is QR, right? We have QR and MN. These two are the chords that are passing through the center of the circle. So the chords Mn and QR become the diameters of the given circle, and from the given options we have only Mn in the given options. We have only Mn in the given options, so Mn becomes our correct answer. But apart from Mn, QR is also the diameter of the given circle, children. Okay. Question 43. Now PQ and RS are two straight lines meeting at O. Now which of the following statements is false? So what are they saying here? That we are having two straight lines, PQ and RS. PQ and RS are the two straight lines. They are meeting at O. This is the center here, intersection, point of intersection. It is called as point of intersection. Where two straight lines are meeting, it will be called as the point of intersection. Now based on this figure and from the given options, we have to choose which statement is false. Coming to the first one, option A, angle U. So what did we learn just now? That these two are lines that are meeting each other. Yes, so such lines are called as intersecting lines. What are they called as, children? Intersecting lines. And when we have intersecting lines, the property of intersecting lines is that the opposite angles are always equal. Understood? The opposite angles like this. Sorry, I've used green color. Yes, the angles that you can see in green color, these are the opposite angles. Yes or no? So when we have intersecting lines, the opposite angles are always equal. Let us say these are angle A and angle B. These two angles are equal, and let us say this as angle C and angle D. Angle C is equal to angle D here, and angle A is equal to angle B. Is this clear, children? Opposite angles are always equal in intersecting lines, and this is the point where they meet is called as the point of intersection. Now here angle U is equal to angle W. Angle U and angle W are opposite angles. Yes or no? So just now as we have learned, in intersecting lines the opposite angles are always equal. So statement A is true. Next, coming to B, angle X is equal to angle V. Again, angle X and angle V are also opposite angles. They are also same, children. They are also congruent, that is they are all equal to, the both angles are equal. So statement B is also true. Now coming to here options C and D, there is a little bit of typing mistake. Here it's plus. Okay, now let us see. Angle X plus angle V is equal to 180 degrees. Now this angle X plus angle V, we do not know the values of angle X and angle V. They are saying that these two angles are equal to 180 degrees. This is false, children. Statement C is false. Now when we look at statement D, but when we look at option D, angle X plus angle U is equal to 180 degrees. Angle X plus angle U. When we look at the combined angle X plus angle U, they both form a straight line, that is a straight angle. Yes or no? As we can see, angle X plus angle U is equal to a straight angle. And what is the measure of straight angle? 180 degrees. So angle X plus angle U is equal to 180 degrees is true. But whereas what? Our angle X plus angle V is equal to 180 degrees is false, children. So from the given options, which is the false option? Option C, angle X plus angle V is equal to 180 degrees is false. Now that becomes our correct answer. Now question 44. In the figure, angle X is 36 degrees less than angle Y. Now find the measure of Y. So what are they saying? Again, when we combine all these angles together, it will be equal to 360 degrees. Angle X plus angle Y plus we are having 38 degrees is equal to 360 degrees. Now what is the relationship between x and y? X is 36 less than y. Is this correct? X is equal to y minus 36. So instead of x, what I'll write? Angle y minus 36 degrees plus, we are already having our angle y, plus this 38 degrees is equal to 360 degrees. Understood, children? We are solving this equation here. We are having angle y plus angle y. 2 angle y plus, we are having 38 minus 36. 38 minus 36 is equal to 2. So plus 2 is equal to 360 degrees. Now we want only angle y. So we will send 2 to the opposite side, that is 2 degrees. Yes, so 360 minus 2 degrees, that is equal to 358 degrees. 2 angle y's is equal to 358 degrees. 2 y's is equal to 358 degrees. Then 1 y will be equal to how much, children? 358 divided by 2. 2 ones are 2. When we subtract, 1 is remaining. 5 brought down. 2 sevens are 14. Again 1 remaining. 8 brought down. 2 nines are 18. When we subtract, 0 is our remainder. So what is the quotient? 179 degrees. Yes or no? Angle y is equal to how much? 179 degrees. That is our option A. Is this clear, children? You might find this a little bit difficult, but these are the type of questions that are asked for you in your Olympiad exam. So you have to understand the question properly and use logic to solve such type of questions. So the measure of angle y is 179 degrees. Now question 45. The present time is 4 o'clock. Through how many degrees will the clock hand move in 10 hours? So here the hour hand move. This is our hour hand, right? So after 10 hours, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So after 10 hours, our hour hand will be at 2 o'clock. Yes or no? So we want to find out through how many degrees will the hour hand move. From here till here. How much did our hour hand move, children? From 4 till 2. See, this is how much it has moved. We do not want to find out the angle between 2 and 4. What are we going to find out? We are going to find out the angle. How much has it moved from 4 till 2? From 4 till 2. This circle, the circle that I am showing here, we are going to find out that angle, children. Normally, what do we find out? This green part. Yes or no? But here we are going to find out the red part. How much has it moved? Now to find out that, what can we do? We know that the complete angle is equal to 360 degrees. So from that 360 degrees, if we remove this much, we'll get our how much the hour hand has moved. Yes or no? So how will we find out this one? This 360 degrees is divided into how many parts here, children? 12 parts. This 360 degrees is divided into 12 parts. So 360 divided by 12, 12 30s are 360. So that means, what does that mean? One part is equal to 30 degrees. From one number to other number, it is equal to 30 degrees. So what are we going to find out here? This angle. So from 2 and 4, we are having two numbers. So what is the angle covered? 30 plus 30 is equal to 60 degrees. This angle is 360 degrees. Now is this our answer? No. We want to find out this one, this green part. Yes or no? So from the complete angle, that is 360 degrees, we are going to remove our 60 degrees. So 360 minus 60 is equal to 300 degrees. So this will be our correct answer, option B. The hour hand has moved 300 degrees in 10 hours. From here till here, what is the angle, children? It is 300 degrees. Next question. Mickey stands in the middle of her house. Here, she is standing here. And study the pictorial graph and answer the question. Mickey is facing north. North means this side, yes or no? So she is facing north and then turns 90 degrees clockwise. What is 90 degrees from this point, children? Here, L shaped. This is 90 degrees clockwise. Clockwise means, see, this is a clock, right? 12, 1, 2. How do the hands in the clock move? Suppose it is at 12. After some time, will it move to 1 or will it move to here 11? It will move to 1. So in the clock, the hands move in this direction. Yes or no? So that means our Mickey is turning in the clockwise direction from, in this way. Yes. So 90 degrees clockwise means from here till here. If it was 90 degrees anti-clockwise, Mickey would have turned like this in the opposite direction. But here Mickey has turned 90 degrees clockwise. Now next, 45 degrees anti-clockwise. Now how much is 45 degrees? 45 is nothing but 1 by 2 of 90. 90 divided by 2, that is equal to 45. Yes. So our Mickey is turning 45 degrees anti-clockwise. If it was clockwise, Mickey would have turned like this. But here Mickey is turning anti-clockwise. So Mickey will go in this direction. What is the half? This is the half. So this is the half. First, what did Mickey do? Mickey turned 90 degrees clockwise. Then let us take another color. From that point, he has turned 45 degrees anti-clockwise. Now, where is he arriving at, children? Where is he right now? He is at the school. So, what is he facing? He will be facing the school. That is option B. I hope you have understood. If you ever get confused between clockwise and anti-clockwise, just remember how the clock works. Yes, the movement, this clock moves in this direction. So, this is called as clockwise. When we move in the opposite direction of this, it is called as anti-clockwise. And coming to the last question for today, which type of angle best describes our angle Q? If you look at our angle Q, and even if we try to use the right angle tester, so this is our right angle. Now, is this angle greater than our right angle or less than our right angle? It is greater than. See, we are still having this angle here. It is greater than our given right angle. So, will our angle Q be obtuse, acute, right or straight angle, children? It will be option A, obtuse angle. Yes, the angle Q is greater than the right angle. So, angle Q is our obtuse angle. I hope this was clear, children. With this, we've come to the end of our chapter, Geometry. Yes, we'll start a new chapter after some time, and I hope the chapter Geometry was clear for you.